It's a phrase we've all been hearing a lot about lately. In Washington, the country is headed for a constitutional crisis. But what does that really mean? WBZ political analyst John Keller breaks it down for us.
If the president fires Robert Mueller, he creates a constitutional crisis.
Is that an accurate claim?
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
A constitutional crisis occurs when a co-equal branch of government defies another's authority, as in the Watergate scandal, when President Nixon threatened to ignore a Supreme Court order to turn over incriminating tapes. He backed down and resigned instead. Some called it a constitutional crisis when customs agents reportedly ignored court orders to suspend President Trump's Muslim travel ban.
We're in a Watergate moment.
They called it a constitutional crisis when Nixon ordered the firing of the Watergate special prosecutor, and Mr. Trump has hinted he might do the same with Robert Mueller.
He better not talk about pardons for Michael Cohen or Paul Manafort tonight or any time in the future.
And because the Constitution limits presidential pardon power only in cases of impeachment, a decision by the president to pardon key figures in the current criminal probes could be subject to court rulings of whether that's constitutional.
We are still a nation of laws, and no one in this country, not even the President of the United States, is above the law.
So, could the current situation lead to a constitutional crisis? Sure it could, Paula, but we're not quite there yet.
We're not there yet. We have a president in the White House, we have to remember, who has never held office of any kind or worked in government at all, which brings with it sort of a fresh set of eyes to all of these issues. Do you think the White House really is motivated to avoid a crisis?
You know, I do. Because if you look back in recent months, there have been little trial balloons floated. We learned that he's talked about maybe firing Mueller. He's inquired about his ability to pardon himself and certainly others. And in every case, you've seen Republican leaders, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, saying, no, don't do that. Don't cross that line. And I think he's gotten the message. That's why he's fighting so hard to retain Republican control of both branches.
So far, he has listened to them.
I think so.
John Keller, thanks so much. Stay with us.